Willard, as an observer, as a DJ, a writer, or producer. You know that Archie Shepp was a man who was deeply involved with the music and the politics. Is there anything like that happening on the jazz scene today?
There certainly are musicians who are active in jazz today who have a broader perspective than simply the music they make on the bandstand or in the recording arena. I don't think the compulsion is the same for them to express their political input in the music the way it was when people like Archie Shepp were coming along in the 1960s and 70s. But there are certainly a number of musicians who are conscious about the disparities that continue to exist in American society. Although unfortunately they are not expressing it necessarily in the music the way an Archie Shepp did, there are certain pockets of expression, politically speaking, still in this music.
Well, you know,
go ahead, Archie. I'm sorry.
Well, I think that probably this activism and political engagement, political awareness, can be seen more in some of the younger hip-hop and rap musicians. For example, Public Enemy, KRS-One. Some of these young people they're not young anymore, but they're getting older, but a lot of that message that was apparent in the 60s. Of course, we have to remember that this was also supported by a political ambience. Jesse Gray and the Rent Strike, the Black Panthers, the Black Muslims, Martin Luther King, Brother Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X. So it was a climate of political change. I can remember when I got out of university and I first met Baraka and the guys downtown. It was an epoch, and we were part of a generation that, as Willard was pointing out, we were about change. We had come out of probably one of the most racist epochs in America, certainly up until the 1950s. The Ku Klux Klan and lynching was very much a part of the American persona. So our generation was motivated by all the injustices that had gone before, and I don't think that you'll find that in many of the so-called jazz musicians today. On the contrary, I think most of them are very pacifistic, very reluctant to get into a political discussion or a political dialogue, and part of it is due to the change in our social fabric. For example, when I came to New York, all the music was in Harlem. Now all the music is downtown at Lincoln Center. So music has become dressed up, and so-called jazz music has become something, whereas before it had a lot of social and as well as aesthetic meaning. It no longer carries those social meanings, and I think that, unfortunately, many musicians really don't have anything to say, and the others are afraid to speak out.
Well, do you think that would hold true, though, for many aspects of our society? Because survivor of the 60s, we certainly, as you pointed out, the backdrop of the times led us to want to do something for change. Now it's an entirely different climate. the general populace is kind of pacified. Most people don't want to speak out, and the ones who do are afraid.
Absolutely. And we can see how we're actually going backwards, in my estimation, rather than evolving into a brighter future.